this is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Water.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But, oi! Contact with the fishies!
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan de Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. There's Michael Culture that's got around Dylan de Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cullajar's got past, so Dylan...
light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have gone green lights and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan de Bono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in and we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the fishies, any of the piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
green and they're off.
First lap? Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's.
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he undercommitted, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get a good run. Dodds just absolute thinker, but it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We have got to the end, and we have survived. It is the SRWtv Shannon's GR86 Nationals Round 9 from Magny Cours. I am James Parfait. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Shifi here this evening, who is going to come and join me. But what we're going to have to do, and we've got to do it, is let's bring you up the scores on the doors going into the final round. It looks a bit like this in the pro standings. At the moment, it is Dylan De Bono out in front by 86 points over Daniel Byrne, and then Shane Ratcliffe is your 1, 2, 3. Realistically, they are really the only ones who have got an opportunity to win the championship. However, it would need De Bono to have an absolutely dreadful evening of racing for him to be able to lose that championship. Now, in the Pro-Am situation, Dan Fritz is out in front by 83 over Ty Delaney, with Mark Cochran there as well. Same scenario as the pros. Basically, Fritzy's got to have a stinker. And if he doesn't have a stinker, well, he's won it. If he does have a stinker, possibly he might not have come out in front. Now, this is the championship that we're all really excited about, and this is the AMS. As you can see in the AMS, Kevin Wakefield is only out in front by 38 points over Dean Sinkovich. Dean, of course, is got a 23-point gap. However, I'm not quite sure why Greg Johnston is on 5-3-4. Drop weeks have come in, I think. So technically it is only them three that can win the championship in the AM situation, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to do some maths as we go along, right? Now, don't get me wrong, commentators in the evening don't do maths very well. Now, as you all know, I'm in the UK, so currently it is only 9 o'clock in the morning for me. So I've got my little spreadsheet out, and they're going to sit there, and I'm going to try and do some maths to bring us up to date on where everybody is roughly in the championship going into the third race. Now, you've listened to me waffle right along. I think it's time you brought in and we listened to the dulcet tones of one Mr. Tyler Ship. Welcome in, Chiefy. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm absolutely enjoying it, especially now it's week 9 of just Magny Cours tonight and G86s. Looking forward to what the boys can do out there tonight. Bit of up and down for a few drivers. I know for sure last week we did see Daniel Byrne taking all 3 wins and closing up the gap in the championship. But unfortunately, iRacing at the end of last week didn't update drop rounds. I thought the championship was going to be 4 points apiece between first and second, but no, thanks to our drop round, it allowed Dylan De Bono to have a bit of a gap. So everything's still on, you know. If something bad happens on his end, either internet issues or computer issues, he might give Daniel a bit of a sniff, but I believe that he should be strong enough for tonight.
I noticed that you said internet issues or computer issues, but not once, Sheafy, did you go skill issue.
I'll be a bit worried for skill issues after, watching them week in, week out, especially, just in the Formula 3s as well. They're pretty dominant in that section as well. I don't think it's going to be a skill issue. I think it's more of a tactical issue, something out of their hands that can ruin their night tonight. But other than that, definitely looking forward to see what the battles can be onto the track.
Do you reckon Dan Burton's got a spy outside De Bono's house and he's going to go out and pull the internet? Whip it off.
You never know.
Run.
that would probably be the first you ever hear is a championship, being played by other teams and just pulling the internet out or power out. But thankfully, no, I think these guys here are very respectful and won't do such a thing. But definitely looking forward to see what the drivers can do. So a lot of lap time today at Magny Cours under 2 minutes, probably 1:56, real comfortable time, 1:55, really quick, but looking forward to see.
I think,
sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I thought you'd stop there. I think overall it'd be quite funny, right? Because I don't know how close to Bono and Bern are in Australia. Let's be real, right? Australia's massive, so they could be like a 4-hour drive or 5-hour flight or whatever. But if we're praying that anything doesn't happen to Dylan, and I think that's the thing, right? We've got to be realistic here. We don't want this decided by technical issues, and to be honest, since the most recent update, I'm scared to even go live some days because I have had technical issues since the update and it keeps kicking me out and crashing on me. So, let's hope that don't happen. As it happened the other night, it just went completely off and my computer killed itself, and I was just like, no. So we're going to pray that don't happen, and let's hope it doesn't happen to Dylan De Bono. Now, this is the interesting one, right? The AMs, they're not very far apart, are they? Can Dean beat Kevin?
It's tough, isn't it? It's really tough.
They've been close all season.
They have been close all season, and again, looking at lap time, Kevin's a little bit behind in practice compared to Dean. But to me, it's realistically, it's up to how clean you are in the race. You don't need to be the quickest, but if you keep it nice and clean on track, don't go off, don't lose time, don't make any contact, don't get any penalties. It's going to be really hard. Once the person made the first mistake, that's it. You're going to play catch up, and that's what Dean's going to be really wary of, just to not make that same mistake. And I think Kevin should be good enough to put a lot of pressure on Dean, but yeah, it's going to be hard. But I reckon Kevin might pinch it tonight.
Kevin hasn't got a brother. I'm just putting it out there. He hasn't got a brother to help him, has he? Dean's got Steve, and I'm not saying Steve's. We spoke. I think we spoke to Steve last week, didn't we? And he said, absolutely, I'm going to come and help if I need to. Right? Fair play. If you're going to come and help your brother, that's it. Right? You're gonna team orders it, whatever. However, it's going to work. You know what I mean? Let's just hope it doesn't happen with Steve taking Kevin off. Because can you imagine if Steve even got remotely close to Kevin and Greg and took them out, not on purpose, just by pure accident, it would instantly be deemed the biggest conspiracy of SRWtv, because that would what it would be looking like, right? Straight up.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be the first time something happened like that, just from a team or something like that, just actually just make a pure mistake, and then all of a sudden when someone else is racing, you're like, you shouldn't have done that. I'm like, I didn't mean to, like...
but it doesn't look like it, does it? That's the problem.
I think Steve obviously he can do as much as he can. I think for sure if he does get in front of Kevin, you want to hold him back as much as possible. You want the pack to gobble him up and make him struggle, make him battle, make him make mistakes and fall behind further and further and further. But it's still up to Dean though. He's the one that's got to make it for himself, because if he's the one that's stuck at the back and can't get past anyone around him, then realistically what Steve does just be counted out, and that's it, and Kevin can take it away. So you got to qualify really well here to see Daniel Byrne and Ty Delaney top two at the moment. I don't think any of the Sinkoviches have put a time in at the moment either, so
none of them have got a board.
Yeah, it's going to put a lot of it's going to be a real struggle for a few of these drivers if they don't get a nice, clean track.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody's got to get a hold of Wakefield out of these two. I'm not saying, look, I want, either of these to beat Kevin. I think Kevin's driven amazingly all season. So, at the end of the day, go for it. Kev, you've got an opportunity just as much as Greg is. And the problem is now, obviously, Dean has now just gone ahead of Greg. So that's going to be, that's one notch. He's got a long way to go until he gets to Kevin, mind you. Kevin's literally near enough of 1.3 seconds ahead of Dean at the moment. Fritzy is sitting here in second in the Pro-Ams. He is behind Delaney. Now, what do we think? Can Delaney realistically overturn Fritzy's 80-something point gap?
Well, with the number of fields, the field size out there tonight, it's big enough to create chaos in the very last round, same thing with De Bono. There's enough cars on the track to make those positions but they're looking at averaging 15 positions per race minimum just to be able to even catch up. So realistically, look, it's you can have a stinker first race, and someone has a real good first race, and then for them to have a stinker second race as well, that's really unlucky. And normally most drivers, they manage to recover after one bad race. So I don't think there's enough leeway for these boys that are trying to catch up and gain 80 points tonight alone. So maybe they can shorten the gap a little bit, but it's hard looking at it to be a massive turnover. As we see Dylan De Bono as well on screen at the moment. We did put him a little bit of commentating curse, because when we were talking about him just before him qualifying, he had a packet loss. So unfortunately he hasn't had a good chance to set a lap time yet for qualifying.
The problem is obviously a packet loss, if anybody doesn't know, disconnects you from the session. As soon as it cannot read what's coming through your internet correctly or adequately enough, I don't know if that's going to be a lap time, considering how far wide he just run off, mind you. He has put it onto pole on a 1:56.31. I am surprised they've let him have that lap time, considering how far he come out of Complex de Liche. So that's going to be, we'll keep an eye on that one. Yeah, packet loss, for anybody that doesn't know, means you're really playing silly rascals, and literally iRacing cannot get any form of reading, and it doesn't make out that you're there. So therefore, it turns around and says, get out. That's basically it. Sheafy, I don't think I've missed anything, have I really, on that one? So let's hope that doesn't happen during the race for these guys.
As we go through more good, got Daniel Byrne and Doug Gowan in P2 and 3, with Ty Delaney chasing behind him in P4 and David Gallo in P5. So Byrne done the right job, putting in a fair bit of practice, I can see. He definitely, from memory, last week he said he hasn't really raced in Magny Cours, so he definitely looks like he put in the effort to try and make sure he keeps up with Dylan De Bono, and he's done a good job so far with that. His teammates also up there as well in P5, so close enough to help out and do a bit of teamwork, but he's qualifying done and dusted, and that's 10 minutes over.
Definitely is. Let's bring you up the grid. We're going to do it a little bit differently. In the pros, it is Dylan De Bono in first, with Dan Byrne in second, Doug Gowans, David Gallo, Callan Hodgkinson, Sam Katakazunis and Mark Cochran are your ones in the pros. In the pro-ams, it's Ty Delaney, Dan Batouche, Dan Fritz, Ryan Price behind that one. Then you've got Mitch Noble, Wayne Edwards, Cam Hardwick, Marty Walker and Matt Feely. In the AMS, this is the one. It is Wakefield. It is Dean Sinkovich. It is Greg Johnston, Shane Nowens, David Simmons, Phil Buckland. And then beyond that, you've got Steven Sinkovich and Brandon Soper. So not as close as we thought some of them were going to be. And at the moment, it looks like Greg Johnston just looks far too quick at Magny Cours for either of the Sinkoviches to even remotely get hold of.
Yeah, obviously it's going to play a lot of chaos now with the points. You're thinking it should be nice, close, comfortable, but with the gap of a couple of cars between them, they can turn over the points very quickly, especially after three races. If there's 10 cars per gap, that's 60 points in the championship. So yeah, it's massive how quick you can turn over your season, and I'm looking forward to see whether Sinkovich can recover after that qualifying effort and put himself further up on the grid.
Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly. Ty Delaney here as well. Absolutely amazing job from Ty, sitting in top of the Pro-Ams, of course. He's not far ahead of Fritzy, so let's see if Fritzy can make it through here. It's going to be very, very interesting. We're waiting for a few more to get on to the grid. I've got my math sheet ready. Please don't go by this and say, James said I won. It's literally provisional until anything gets looked at after, until they're announced in the Discord. Okay, so please bear with me. I will try and get you as close as I can, but please don't rant if mine aren't right. It's early, all right? That's all I'm going to say. So let's see what goes on. This, I've got to be honest, this 5 minute or 3 minute or 4 minute gridding time drives me crazy at times.
Yeah, I definitely know it drives a fair bit of people crazy, but 3 minutes is good enough to warm up, make sure everyone is ready to go.
They've just done
Make
practice,
sure
they've just
you
done
have any-
quali. What else they got to do? Get out and do the leg lunges?
Just in case if they get a packet lost or two, just between the races, just to make sure they recover ASAP. But yeah, just to make sure everything's all good. Everyone knows that there's no penalties or pit lane starts or anything like that. Yeah, just so that race control can drill in the last messages and make sure everything's okay, ready to go.
Right, well, Callan Hodgkinson, clearly whatever's going on ain't A-OK. Come on, sunshine. There we go, we're on now. We're going to be going now for the final round of the GR86s from Magny Cours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are green, and Dylan De Bono got off the line, but Dan Byrne got a lot better start. It's going to be Byrne taking the whole shot as they go down into turn 1 now. Fran de Grande Coupe on the run round Estoril, the long right-hander of turn 3 as they're going all the way round, and Dan Byrne got the whole shot as they start running down into golf now. Dylan De Bono didn't get off the line. Dan Byrne did it, but is Dan going to be able to hold on to him? That's going to be the question here, Shifu.
Yeah, obviously, Dylan De Bono, he knows for sure that he's going to work on Daniel ASAP. He's got a teammate right behind him as well, Doug Gowan as well. So, see, almost 3 wide, they're going to go on top of the lane, just pushing Doug as wide as possible there, making it a bit difficult, but Doug got away with that. So that means now that Dylan De Bono he's got a bit of a breathing space. He's got his teammate behind him, protecting him to make sure game on interferes with the battle, and it's game on for P number 1.
Well, and game on, it is not game on for Dean Sinkovic. He is unfortunately after Bono's just gone up the inside of Daniel Byrne round that 180 on the right hander of turn 10. Byrne's going to keep his nose in. Carlin Motorsport on the right, and it's Velocity Simlab now on the right as they're heading down once more into Imola. Turn 12 and turn 13. Dan Byrne needs to get this victory if he can. De Bono slots in behind him. He gives him a little bit of a kiss coming into Chateau d'Ur now. Turn 14, the right hander. And it is, at the moment, Dan Byrne out in front with De Bono, with Gowans right behind him as they're on the run down into Complex de Lice. And in the rest of the situation, it's still Ty Delaney in front of Fritzy here. And it looks like Greg Johnston's gone off. Greg's gone off, Dean Sinkovic has gone off, and it's all gone off down in the arms. Where is Wakefield? He's on for a winner at the moment, is Kevin Wakefield. He's just got to hold it. That's the situation as we're going round after the end of lap 1. Oh, there's somebody in the wall! Mark Cochran's in the wall!
Huge.
Oh!
That is massive. I hope we hadn't accidentally cleaned anyone up there, but that is massive contact with the wall. That just threw the car straight back onto the racetrack, and I'm intrigued to see if there was a little bit of contact, or it was just unfortunately took too much of a curve and upset the car there. But yeah, that is massive contact.
Oh, Gallo Katakazunis. This is the teammates, isn't it? This is the ones that they need to do their battle. If you're ever going to need a defenseman now, it is this one. It is this one, and this is it. Gallo needs to get past Katakazunis and get on to the back of what's going on up front. De Bono's now taking the lead again. Wayne Edwards, Ryan Price. Wakefield's crashed as well. The AMs are literally killing themselves. At the moment, Dean went off, Greg Johnson's gone off, and now Wakefield's in the wall. Oh my God, 3 wide, and you can't make it down the straight.
Oh,
boys, that's opened up the door. That has literally opened up the door for Dean. Dean has made a mistake. He went off. Then it was all down to Johnston and Wakefield. Johnston went off. He's now left it there to Wakefield to finish up. Wakefield's now gone off. None of the AMs want to win the championship. They're like, no, you can have it. No, you can have it. And this is what happened to Greg Johnston as well. And unfortunately for Greg, he went off at the side of the circuit. That's going to be going round all day. And then, just for good health, he's going to spin and do a lovely Johnston pirouette for us there as well. But at the moment, in the arms, you can see it on the left-hand side. It is Dean Sinkovic. It is Sinkovic. Johnston's in 7th. Wakefield's down in 3rd. Everybody's terminating themselves in the arms at the moment.
Yeah, just very unfortunate there, like all three drivers. I think they just want to make it as close as possible to what it looks coming to the final race of the season. But yeah, very unfortunate there for a few of those drivers. But Ty Delaney's doing an awesome job of the program, still maintaining the lead as well, which is great to see.
No! Oh no!
Oh, what happened now?
Damn Fritz!
Oh no. We got Sinkovic in front, goes for the inside.
He's going to spin him
round.
round.
Too much curb.
Oh, Fritzy. Fritzy's doing an oopsie daisy at Magny Cours for poor little Fritzy. Oh, gee whiz. Well, pick the standings out now and see how you get on, because at the moment, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Trying to work out who's where and who's got to finish where is just insane, considering they've been taking each other out.
Or taking himself out, really. See, Gregson and Fritzy did just a little bit of a spin, and that's it. That's all they wrote. And DeBono's doing an awesome job in front of Daniel Byrne and maintaining a fair bit of a gap as well, making sure he doesn't get any draft and utilise it either, which is pretty good to see. I think the draft isn't going to be too effective compared to last week, but definitely for sure, Byrne is still putting it up for some to Bono here. He just wants him to make a mistake here, but I don't think it's going to be that easy for him.
No, I don't. I to be honest, Byrne's got to do what Byrne's doing, and that is just put De Bono under pressure. He's human, right? We know that. I don't think he's a robot. I don't think he's AI, and I don't think at the moment, if he carries on going disappearing on me, he's going to have much internet left either. So let's hope that doesn't happen there. But you can see in the Pro-Ams, it is Ty Delaney. Fritzy's down in 8th place at the moment. That is going to be massive when it comes to the overall score system. And I will try and keep you, as I say, up to date as best as I possibly can. Not entirely sure if it's going to work, but let's see on that one. So at the moment, no. Delaney leading the AMs, Fritzy's down in 8th. Dean leading the Pro-Am, sorry. Dean leading the AMs, Wakefield down in 3rd, and Johnston down in 7th.
I'll put an update on the AMs at the moment. I'm just seeing Kevin Wakefield had been given a black flag, so that means that he would have to go to the pit and serve a penalty, and that would, I presume, not for more. So I'm not 100% sure what for, but it probably causing contact, and which is
hold on a
what
minute
baseball has. So
hold on a minute. What?
This is throwing the spanners everywhere. I'm not 100% sure what it's for, but that obviously pushed De Bono, not De Bono, Sinkovic and Gregston up on the field as well.
Why is that his fault?
See here, I don't know if it's for that or it could be for something else, so I can't guarantee exactly. That one there, he looks like an innocent bystander, but it depends. I think it could be not holding brakes as well, so not 100% sure, but
right, who is it? Who's on race control? Where you at? God blimey. I'm talking about getting involved and affecting the championship. We ain't in Abu Dhabi, you know. Come on. God
this is the Max Verstappen and Hamilton.
Yeah, what's this? What's it? An Abu Dhabi conspiracy at Magny Cours.
See, in the chat as well, James Davis asking how Mitch Noble's doing. I think Mitch Noble's stuck in a bit of a battle. I haven't seen him on my second monitor.
Yeah, he's in between the arms.
Stuck in the sandwich at the moment.
Yeah, he is. He's got Wakefield in front and Cam Hardwick around him. And these guys battling it out for the championship here as well. Doug Gowans is sitting there in 3rd. It is the grandpa himself. He's got Gallo, he's got Delaney. Delaney just needs to be where Delaney needs to be, okay? He's got to get as many points out of Fritzy as he can possibly get over the next 3 races. That is it. That's all that's doing. Thank you, fellas. No worries. It weren't me. You can say thank you, Sheafy. So there we go. But Dan Gallo, I didn't tell you, mate. To be blatantly honest. Ty Delaney fighting it out as well. Oh, the weirdest thing is now, looking at this, the broken up, the group standings on the left-hand side, right? The Bono's out in front by a second, so he's doing what he needs to do. Delaney's out in front by 2.5 seconds, so Delaney's doing what he needs to do. And Dean's out in front by 4 seconds. So at the moment, nothing's going on really in the championship fight. because people are and have done get involved, been involved in little ta-ta-tas, should we say, with each other. Now, the only one that can really affect anything, literally anything, is Steve, but he's got to clear Phil Buckland, and then he can get a hold of Greg Johnson. But at the moment, it is literally Steve who has got to try and affect absolutely anything in this championship at the moment there, Fritzy, because there ain't a lot else happening on the table.
Yeah, just double checking the points as well. Like, Greg Johnson is 14 points behind Dean Sinkovich, so obviously Dean's got 7 business buffer there. Then
hold on.
With Kevin, there was a 29 point buffer as well. Was there not contact? Is there again?
No, JB.
Oh, no, Mitch.
Sorry, dude. He's loose already. Bye-bye, back end.
Oh, and there's no contact. Ooh.
He manages to avoid it. Unfortunately, he's just coming back on. Sorry, Jamie, but that's what's happening to Mitch at this moment in time. What we've got going on with Sam Katakazunis up here, because Steve ain't really making any inroads on Buckland down here. So Katakazunis is trying to chase down on Gallo. Gallo's trying to get onto the back of Gowans, and then, well, he ain't going to go any further in the last 9.5 minutes. So we'll have to keep an eye on as these guys continue to fight out here. But the situation at the moment is fairly simple. The Bono could possibly wrap this up going into race number 2, because if I'm not mistaken, it's 60 on the clock for the win. That will put De Bono on 116. I've got him on 1162 with drop rounds. 58 for Byrne. Where's no Ratcliffe this week, so that's going to put him out at the moment, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, so I know for sure that with Ratcliffe out, it means that he will lose P3 in the championship, no matter what, because Dan Fritz is only 1 point overall behind him.
Yeah, I haven't quite put that in. Fritz is down in 19th at the moment. That is literally 24 points. Where is Delaney overall here? He's in 6th. That's 50. Oh, Fritzy. Yeah.
Well, that's Doug Gowan just spun around as well. He's just lost all those positions as well.
Nobody wants to keep the front here, do they?
No, he's all by himself, doing a great job, just up in the position and a little bit too hot, hit the curb, upset the car, and around he goes. And thankfully, I don't think anyone else cleaned him up there, but that's very, very unlucky for him, and all that hard effort to try and catch up to P3 in the championship gone out the window.
Yeah, it has at the moment. But there we go, as these guys continue to fight. We're going board with Ty Delaney. I'm just trying to give you a rough estimate on what the scores are going to be looking like coming out of the AMS at this moment in time. Where are you, Dean? You're in 12th there, buddy. So a nice little pullback for you. Where's Greg in all of this situation? He's in 15th. So you're on that many. So going into race 2, Wakefield is out in front. I've got this currently at the moment. Katakazunis has just gone round as well, but he's managed to keep going at Sam. So he is there. So Delaney's gone up another place, hasn't he? He's now in 4th. So Delaney's now going to gain that many. Oh, this is going to be very, very interesting going into the final 3 rounds there. These next 2 rounds. Because at the moment I've got Wakefield on 571, Johnson on 566, and Dean on 549. Up front, there's still about 112 point gap in that one, and I've got no Ratcliffe, so that's not going to really open up any matter. But at the moment, Katakazunis is fighting away with Gowans, both from the Velocity Sim team. And then Dan Batouche tucked in right behind. It is still Delaney. It is still Dean Sinkovich. It is still Dylan De Bono doing everything they need to do here coming into this one, aren't they? And just basically doing their job that they need to.
Yeah, obviously De Bono and Byrne, they're both, I think, the only 2 drivers at the moment that drove really nice and clean from the get-go and have made 0 errors whatsoever. Gallo behind P3, well, he's done an awesome job as well, haven't made any mistakes at the moment either, so he's doing a good job. So a few drivers out there throughout the grid just maybe just feeling too much pressure in the final round, just to try and make all their points as much as possible. See Ryan Price on the screen here, just been overtaken by Mitch Noble, I believe.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's not this one. What has gone here? It's this one. Who's behind him? That's Kevin Wakefield.
He made an overtake, a very slow overtake, but that allowed the two drivers behind to catch up a lot and put a lot of pressure on him now because he's got a choo-choo train right behind him.
Oh, that's put Wakefield down in 19th. Oh, dearie me. Let's see what happens there. This series looks heaps of fun. It is, Jamie, yes. Come and have a go next season, buddy, as we're coming literally wrapping this one up this season here as well. Neither of these guys can really... Mitch is going to go out the inside of Kevin. I'm coming down now. So this is going to be the job done. I think Mitch Noble's going to have the inside line. He should, and I'll say this apprehensively, should get this done on the inside. He's got to go on the brakes. What's Wakefield going to do? He can't do anything. And Wakefield does lose another position. So there's another, unfortunately, points loss for him. Sam Katkazunis and Grandpa Gowan scrapping it out with David Gallo. Is having a good old scrap with Ty Delaney currently.
Yeah, Ty did an awesome job in the 50 Motorsport to put a lot of pressure on Gallo, and if I make it over podium, I know he's currently P1 for the Pro-Am, but that position right in front of him, if he gets past the Carlos Motorsport, is P3 overall, and I believe that he would want it no matter what.
Well, it's extra points, isn't it?
Oh, 2 extra points,
Two extra
close to Fuji in the championship? Absolutely.
Mate, absolutely, take it all day. Jamie, I will do, I'll do the Tuesday V8s and the A6s. Yeah, the better commentary teams on the Thursday. There as well. So you get blow around trumpet here on a Thursday. You get to listen to the sultry tones of myself, and obviously Tyler is with me as well. Gallo's having a go up Hodgkinson. I actually don't know who does the V8s. Is it Stephen Hamish?
Yeah, Stephen Hamish has been doing V8. I'm not 100% sure if they're committing both together next season. Sometimes there's a bit of chop and change, but normally it is Hamish and Stephen.
Yeah. So, there you go. You're not going to listen to Hamish and Steve, or you can come and listen to me and Shifi, and let's face it, right, we're the younger ones.
Absolutely, we're the younger ones.
Well, you are, I might not be. I don't know how old Steve is, but I can definitely guarantee he's very, very close on age with myself and him. Oh, no! Kevin is just being the master of his own downfall at the moment, unfortunately for him. He's probably planning on staying out of trouble, and that is Mitch Noble on the outside. Was there contact there on the inside? No, I think it's just picked up that he's had an accident, and it could be just the fact that he's going very slowly. However, this is an accident as he's coming down now, unfortunately for Kevin. Again, unless he's just gone very, very slowly, and it's picked up that he's lost a place and also had a little bit of a ta-ta-ta. Nope, he's got it too deep, and he is being the master of his own downfall currently at the moment, is Kevin Wakefield.
Yeah, it's just a lot of pressure on him. I know he had a bit of a buffer coming into tonight, but just when your first race is like that, that's definitely not a good feeling, especially there's 2 more races to go, and so many points on offer for each driver as well. Like, all it takes is one real good race for Greg Johnston or Dean Singovich, and before you know it, they could be either in front of him or right behind him.
Well, the problem is at the moment, by my quick maths here, and don't get me wrong, he's tied. Wakefield and Johnston going into the next round are tied together on 5-6-8. That's based off the Johnston drop round of 5-3-4, mind you, as we're on now. Where is our leader? He is coming up to the top part of the circuit on his way round turn 10 and 11. This could have possibly been the final lap of the race. I think Barney might be waving here. But Kevin Wakefield is unfortunately being the master of his own downfall, and is dropping down the order. Dan Patouche is in the mix. He has got Gowan. Nope. Okay, Gowans was behind him. Unfortunately, Gowans may have also just gone off the side of the circuit. But Dylan De Bono over Dan Byrne out in front by 4.5 seconds currently. This is going to be an interesting one here going into the next next two rounds. I look forward to it, boys. Thank you, mate. Oh no, there's going to be one more lap. Barney's we're on to the white flag now. So Delaney can still take 2 points extra if he can clear Gallo on the final lap.
Yeah, it's all it takes is one small mistake and you can swipe onto that opportunity and gain P3 overall. And I know for sure, like all you have to do is look like last lap. I've seen Doug Gowans make a spin. There's a couple other drivers just missing their braking points, and just that one mistake could be so crucial and just ruin your night really. And all of a sudden you go from a good position to a soccer. But see Ty Delaney here on the back and the Carlin Motorsport doing an awesome job putting the pressure on his siege. Shane Newens now trying to make
Greg
a move
Johnson
on the car ahead of him of Greg Johnston for P2.
Oh, he's going to spin him!
Oh
no! I tell you what, go get a lorry ticket, Mr. Johnson, because I can tell you now that would have been very, very close for Greg, and very well. He was probably borderline losing that altogether there, Sheafy, and he got away with it.
Yeah, he done an awesome job to keep the car going forward rather than going sideways there. So good on him there. I know that Nellens won't be happy about that, but to me there was a little bit of racing there. There's no malice move on Johnston there. He just stuck his line and kept it straight, and that's all he had to do then.
He did there as well. Dylan De Bono is your leader. If you're looking at this Magny Cours track thinking, I know these corners, that is because Magny Cours is basically copied off quite a few racetracks. You've got Imola, turn 12 and turn 13, obviously off the Imola racetrack. You've got Estoril, round turn 3. You've got the Nürburgring on 7 and 8, which is the Schumacher S's. Adelaide is the tight Adelaide hairpin as well. So there we go. But Dylan De Bono is going to come round and take the victory this time. It's 60 points in the bag for Dylan De Bono. What about Dan Byrne, where he's going to come over? He's done everything he needs to do, and he's taken that 50. Did Delaney get Gallo? No. So unfortunately for Ty Delaney there, he didn't get Gallo, but still he's 4th overall at the moment, still walked away with 54 points. Katakazun is behind that on that one, with Gowans coming down as well. Dean is leading the AMS. He is leading the AMS, and he's sitting in 11th overall for Dean. So a great job on the cards for him. He's done an incredible job sitting down in 11th overall. Johnson, looks like Johnson's may have just run out of fuel, because he is chugging rather well here, and he has.
Oh, I also gave Fritzy 2 more points as well to creep.
Yep.
A couple more lost positions as well.
He needs a push. Is Brendan Soper pushing him, or is he gonna? No, well, he's pushed him.
Well,
he's
pushed him. One way.
That's one way of getting him over the line. To give him a little. Oh, Greg. Excuse me. And there he goes. Look, he's just clunk, 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 clunk. To be fair, he's got nowhere to go here. He's got every right to try. Greg should have been off the racing line if he's run out of fuel, right? Or am I just being a little bit harsh here?
Yeah, I mean,
don't you think?
You can say that as well, proved the right thing, but I think Soper as well had the opportunity. You see how much time he gained on Johnson as well, so he probably could have been a little bit more patient and just went around on the outside. He had plenty of fuel, as you could see, but that's very unfortunate for Greg there, because he lost a fair bit of valuable points then, just by being 1 litre short.
Absolutely right. Session time is now moving over to race number 2. I'm going to try and do some very quick maths as we bring you up the results here once more. Dylan, what is going? There we go, thank you. Dylan De Bono is in first and takes 60. That puts him on 1162. Byrne on 1074, taking 58. Then you've got Gallo. Then you've got Delaney, who's finished in 4th place. That's a 54-point gain for Ty Delaney. Sam Katkazunis, Callan Hodgkinson, Dan Batouche, and Doug Gowans. Matt Feely down in 9th, and Todd Foburn down in currently in 10th place. Dean Sinkovic is finished in 11th. That's given him a nice little 40-point game with Marty Walker, Cam Hardwick and Dan Fritz. Fritzy is down in 14th at the moment. So we'll put Fritzy's points in as well. Shane Nowens, Phil Butler, Brandon Soper, Greg Johnson down in 18th. So Greg loses points on where he was last time as we come into the final end here as well. Behind that one, we've got Steen Sinkovic, Kevin Wakefield down in 22nd. So Kevin only gets the 19 points that we thought he was going to get. And Dave Simmons, Mitch Noble, Mark Cochran, who unfortunately looks like he has just gone and lost it in that one. But the cars are ready for race number 2. And we are going to be going green, green, green here for race number 2, and at the moment they're going four wide off the start line down into turn 1, and it is Dan Batush, Gowans, Forberg, Kat Kazunis and Feely running away in your top 5 at the moment here at the Sheepy. Oh, it's a spinner in the back. Wayne Edwards, Mitch Noble, Ryan Price, all involved in that one. David Simmons caught himself going backwards. Mark Cochran managed to make it just about going through, but at the moment here, Sheepy, it is Dan Batush out in front.
Yeah, it looks like someone just came out of pit lane as well. I'm not 100% sure if my imagination's playing up on me, but Doug Gowans, we did see him make a mistake with his P3 last race in heat number 1, and battling out now for Dan Batush for the lead of the heat number 2, shall I say, and the penultimate race of the season as well. So putting a lot of pressure on Dan Batush here, but I know for sure that Batush showed some good pace last week and trying to battle out. As we see Ryan Price here, it looks like he passed it front left, unfortunately, from the first corner incident.
I'm a little bit worried as there is one person not on the grid.
And that is Kevin
Wakefield. Kevin is not on the grid. Maybe if you reach out and see if he's, what the situation is, unfortunately for him, as it's going into this second race of the evening, I should say, here once more, as these guys coming down to complete their first lap very, very shortly. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We are at race number 2 of the final round of the Shannon Toyota GR86 Pro Pro-Am and Championship, represented by Motorsport Australia Official Series. I'm James Parfitt in the booth by Tyler Sheep here. So thank you so much. Whoa! Oh my God, that was Gallo. Oh my God.
Gallo burned.
Gallo just took burn out.
Got caught in that too. Just waiting for the replay to come up. Oh jeez, he came from a mile away there.
What the absolute doodies was that?
I think he's completely missed his braking mark there. Just
trying
to make a move here and just... Oh, jeez. And unfortunately, Delaney caught contact as well. I see Dan Fritz as well now on the screen, so he's gone past Delaney, so now he's ahead and regaining some of the points that he lost in heat number 1.
Oh my God. If you're ever going to, you're supposed to help a teammate, right?
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hot-headed in that voice chat, I reckon. It's a big sorry, I screwed up, and yeah.
You think
that's
he did?
Written there.
You think he did? I would literally be sat there going, what the absolute duties are you trying to do? The thing is as well, it would have been better if he'd gone left, because he'd gone right and he just went straight into burn. So...
Yeah, I think it's just a natural reaction that you see the car in front of you, you don't want to hit them, so you go right, but then you got to think about the 2 or 3 cars ahead of them as well, and unfortunately that didn't get calculated in the head, and unfortunately caught contact with your teammate there. But we'll just go to the front at the moment with Dan Batush leading the group ahead of Doug Gowan, doing an awesome job maintaining Grandpa Gowan's behind, and I believe that it's going to be very interesting as well. We're going to see Sam Katakazunas as well behind and creeping up on these 2 boys here. So that's 2 Velocity Simlab drivers getting ready to pounce and work as a team to try and get Dan behind them.
Yeah, if they can, just bear with me. I'm having a little bit of an issue with the tyre on the left-hand side there, trying to get it resolved in as quickly as we can. For some reason, it's got Shane Nowens out in front, and he's out in front by a good 1 minute 20, apparently. Not entirely sure that's
That's
right.
a bit bizarre.
Yeah, Nowens is out in front by 1 minute 20. Yeah, don't think that's quite right. So bear with us while we try and resolve this issue. And unfortunately, Nowens is not out in front. Gallo's in the pits. I think he's just gone and, yeah, he has stopped now. So Gallo has stopped and in the pits. Mitch Noble scrapping it out with Phil Buckland further down. This is 14th and 15th overall. Dan Fritz has got Dean Sinkovic in front. Don't forget, Dean led the arms away in race number 1 and gave himself a massive points haul on Kevin and Greg. Kevin's now dropped out. He's out at the moment. We're trying to find out what actually went on there. Dan Byrne has just had his second race killed by David Gallo. Gallo missed his braking point and torpedoed Byrne off the side of the circuit. So not an ideal scenario for some of these drivers here, Sheafy, and not an ideal scenario for others.
Yeah, C.T. Delaney also got caught up in an incident as well with a little love tap behind and upset the car, which allowed Dan Fritz to get back ahead, and a couple of positions ahead now overall in the Pro-Am, but just in the grid, fortunately the young gun is a little bit further behind. But yeah, a fair bit of shuffling in the positions at the moment. I know for sure a few drivers will be very, very happy with where they're standing. I know Dean Sinkovic's up there first in the AM, Greg Johnston's recovering back up to P2 in AM, so he's going to try and get as many points as possible after running out of fuel on the last couple of corners, the last 8. But Daniel Byrne's got a fair bit of recovering to do, currently P10 overall, so he's not in invert top 5 for heat number 3, so I think that will be his aim at the moment. Just get back into 5th and just start on pole for heat number 3.
He's got a long way to go, mind you. He's a long way off 5th. He's got 5 seconds before he's remotely anywhere near that. So, but Dan Batush, Gowan's going at it here once again as they go round the Adelaide hairpin. And Batush in the green and white ETS Motorsport machine. Gowan's in that blue and white we're accustomed to in the Velocity. He's got Katakazunis behind him, giving him his rear gunner. And you can see in the background, I can tell you what, if these two don't move over, the Velocity Simlab boys, and allow De Bono through, I would be absolutely shocked that that might not happen.
Yeah, I reckon if De Bono, if you definitely can catch up with these 3 battling right now, why not put your best driver out there to break down, you know? If you can't do it, if the other teammate can't do it, why not try the third one? Especially that they have a fair bit of gap between them in the previous couple of laps, and Dylan shut them down ASAP. So to see Doug Gowans here trying to make a move, a fair bit of that curve, that's got to slow down Sammy now. Or no, Sammy's actually just gone around him, thankfully, but he tried his move there, that didn't work. Now it's up to Sam to make the move here, but you can see Dylan De Bono on the back of all 3 drivers now, and maybe within the next lap or 2 you'll see him get ahead into P2 to break down Dan Batush himself.
Yeah, I think this could be just a fair swap over here. I don't think Doug's going to fight this out. I'm surprised he hasn't already gone to the left and allowed Dylan to go through. In fact, I'm completely 100% shocked that that has not happened at the moment, as these guys are all part of the Velocity Simlab organisation, team, collective, gang, whatever you want to call them. So, yeah, I'm quite shocked that they haven't allowed De Bono just to go straight through. Callan Hodgkinson, Cam Hardwick, Todd Thorburn. Dan Byrne is in 9th at the moment. He is trying to make a place up over Todd Thorburn, and Todd, who's here part of the Velocity team as well, has lost a place to Dan Byrne. Dan Fritz is now trying to clear Dean Sinkovic. Please do this cleanly. Dean is having the race of his life this evening. Don't take him out, Fritzy, otherwise you're in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think Fritzy wants to risk it, to be honest, because he did lose a fair bit of position to tyre last race, and the last thing you want is to jeopardise this race and rely onto the final race of the season to win the championship. As we see the replay here, Shannon coming in onto the inside. Oof. That's tight there. I don't know if it's been called in or not, but that's very, very tight.
That has got to be. If Dan has not called that in, I would be very, very shocked. I'm not a lover of calling things in. You all know that, but that was more of a... we've not seen one overtake effectively work without contact, and that's more of a push to pass than pass, isn't it? So I'd be very surprised if that doesn't get called in, and whether or not there's a redress happening. The trouble is for Dan Batous now, he's all the way down past Dylan De Bono as he went off the side of the circuit, and I'm wondering if this is obviously off the back of the incident. Is he going to go off on his own? De Bono gets a little bit loose. He did go off on his own. Did you see the amount of brake that Dylan was applying to make sure he does not hit Dan there? I'm not touching you, mate. I'm not touching you. I don't want a penalty.
Yeah, that's so risky. Just, when the driver makes an error off the track and you're trying to merge back on safely, and then the other driver, Dylan made a mistake himself and trying to regain the speed, and all of a sudden 2 cars trying to go into one. It'd be a bit tougher to see Fishy Motorsport and Ty Delaney battling out with Greg Johnston at the moment for position, and then a good crisscross there from Greg Johnston. Got the young kid back behind him rather than ahead, which is a good move for him. And at the moment, those two here, they probably shouldn't be battling too hard because there is a pack right in front of them, and they should be working together.
Do you know why they need to get hold of that pack? Because in that pack is the leaders in and around their championship. Dean Sinkovic, Dan Fritz is there. And of course, we know at the moment he's going with Johnson and he's going with Ty Delaney. So these guys really need to back up. Ty Delaney has made it through finally. Now this is where surely these two are going to swap over, right? And I don't even like team orders, but it makes no sense whatsoever unless Dylan sat back and gone, boys, he can't catch me. It doesn't matter, he can't catch me regardless, so just let's find it out. Or is Dylan going to go, hello, championship leader, move your butts?
No, I think they'll be pretty happy. You get a heat win last race, and obviously his competitor for P number 2 of Byrne at the moment had a bit of a poor start thanks to his teammate. Love tapping him off the track early in the race, but I think he knows the door.
Love tapping him.
Try be generous. The poor man probably very upset at the moment.
He come like an Exocet missile and just torpedoed him. Gallo got it all wrong. If there was ever a point on a racetrack that Gallo did not want to get that wrong, it was that point. And if he ever thought about swiping left, it was that moment in time, because he went right and poor old Byrne nowhere to go. Byrne was already around the corner. I love tapping him, Chiefy. Never understand.
Being generous for him, but no, I definitely know for sure with the points at the moment, Dylan De Bono just finishing P3 will wrap up the championship overall, so he knows for sure he doesn't have to battle with his teammate, doesn't have to cause him to make a mistake and stuff like that. I think he'll be just happy sitting in P3 and he'll be the rear gunner and let his 2 teammates of Doug Gowans and Sam Kazunas get a win for the season, and not just that, some good points as well, because they're still battling out for a couple of positions as well overall in the championship. So P3 is still up for grabs in points because Shane Backlick isn't here tonight, so they're probably trying to get another driver up there as much as possible to try and take P3 overall in the championship.
Dan Fritz, you are there. Dylan De Bono, you are there. So now it's all on what Dylan is going to be able to do there as we're looking at him. I don't know what I'm not sure why that camera is pretty much hopeless. But now going down here with Ty Delaney, you can see Fritzy now, right? Greg Johnson is 1.68 back from this, and this pack is led by Dean, if I'm not mistaken. Dean's in 9th. There he is, just up the road. So Delaney now has got to go at Fritzy and try and clear him as best as he possibly can here. He's either got to do it in one way. He's got to look up the inside, open up the steering and give Fritzy something to think about on the outside, right? Or Fritzy has just got to close the door after door after door, because otherwise, if you give Delaney a sniff, mate, he's going to have it. And that's the problem he's got here.
Yeah, well, Ty definitely showed some good pace and proved that he can make an overtake, especially with the cars around him. So, yeah, Fritz is going to be really careful here, because once Ty gets ahead, and then if he can make a couple more positions there, that's a few more points gained back for Delaney. No. And ooh, that was very tight there, but Ty did a good job not to give him blood. And there he goes to blinking, but he's back alive, which is good.
Yeah, he's back at the moment. Kazunas, Gowans and Tabono is still where they are with Dan Patouche behind him. Callan Hodgkinson's driving around quite freely on his own. Matt Feely has got Dan Byrne behind him. Dan's almost made it to the 5th that we said, and at the moment he is sitting in 7th. So if he can clear Matt Feely and Callan Hodgkinson, Callan is there, you can just see him in the top end of your picture, then he will be able to take the reverse pole. We're going into 5 minutes remaining, mind you, so he hasn't got long. We're looking at Delaney and we're looking at Fritz as these guys are battling out in that Pro-Am Championship, which is led at the moment by Dan Patouche, Feely, Hardwick, Fritz and Delaney are your top 4 in that one. Dean is out in front by 2.6 over Greg at the moment, and as we've lost Kevin, I believe Kevin is going to score a 0 in this one, with Dean and Greg are going to get some points here. So this AM one going into this final round could be unbelievably close.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly where the points are going to be. I know for sure Kevin being out of this heat, meaning that both Sinkovich and Greg Johnston should surpass him just after last heat, and yeah, obviously it'll be, if Kevin can come back in time, it'll be awesome to see. It'll be a 3-way battle for the championship at the moment. Currently Dean Sinkovich in the prime position to try and make it happen.
Do you know, I just put their scores into my little maths calculator. Going into race 3, Dean is 1 point ahead of Greg. 5.95 to Dean, 5.94 to Greg going into the final race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens. Like you said, the points at the moment, it's just rough estimation. We don't know 100% until the boys are done and IRacing done its calculation, but we know for sure the battle is on for the AMs, and currently also still for the Pro-Ams as well. So Ty Delaney and Daniel Fritz is still competing, and you see Delaney's got Fritzy and also got Thorburn as well. Now you've got Dean Sinkovich ahead, so Fritz is going to be really wary here, because all it takes one small mistake and he loses a couple more points, and yeah, Ty Delaney opens up the door for maybe one last roll of the die for being number 1 in the Pro-Ams.
Delaney got past Fritzy, didn't he?
Yep, he did. See, watching this replay here.
That was a slow exit by Fritzy there. That's allowed Delaney to go running around the outside. That corner's never really worked on the inside. It's almost like you want to stay away from it and just take your racing line, because it has never worked. And they have swapped. They did swap, and now the Velocity Sim Lab have put their leader at the front. Here he comes.
I don't think that was a deliberate swap there. I think that was Dylan DeBono taking the perfect line there.
Again, mate, they were. I tell you what, if that isn't a swap, I will. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can't do anything. I'm in the UK. But that is literally as about as. I don't know. I think DeBono is
still battling out with.
That's it.
With him over the line. Dan Patouche has made a move as well for P3, so. The battle for the final podium positions is still up for grabs.
Delaney's up 1 more for Ty Delaney. He has gained 1 more position. It's demoted Sinkovich down 1, which he really didn't want at the moment, because he's now going in 1 point behind Greg into the final race, as long as Greg is staying where he is. No, Greg's up 1 in 13th at the moment. So Dean's going in 3 points behind. He needs his place. Ty, not being rude, can you give it back to him? So there we go. 18 and a half minutes on the clock here. We're going to have one more lap, wrapping this one out. And at the moment, it looks like the championships are done in the pros. As I've got Dylan DeBono on 60. Dan Byrne, how close are you to Callum Hodgkinson? Well, you've made a mistake because you're now 2.2 seconds behind, so you're sitting at 6th at the moment. So that would give you 50 points. So DeBono going in, yeah. DeBono should have won this one going into the final lap of the race here.
Yeah,
it's going to be the final lap, isn't
race.
it? Or is this going to be the finish? This is going to be so
I
close.
don't know, it depends what Barney wants to do. He did trick us last week. We did get one extra lap in the first race. It was 11 laps in heat number 1.
There's
See
the
them
white
coming
flag.
across the finish line.
Oh, we got 2 Barneys again.
Oh, two Barneys the dinosaurs.
I know, I'm loving it. So it is the final lap of the race here. Welcome into, if you've just joined us, welcome in. Right, so where are we at with Dan Fritz? Fritz is in 12th. That is 38. And Delaney is in 9th, and that is 44. Basically, Delaney needs to win the next race overall to have a chance here. So there we go. That's the situation at the moment in the championship as well. I've just been sent a wonderful message as well, guys. An exclusive opportunity. If you ever wanted to drive an F1 car at the British Grand Prix, you can. Draft seats have become available at the British Grand Prix with the price starting off at £17,000, including VAT. Sheafy, send me over that, mate. I'll start a GoFundMe, and I can go and sit in the back of a Formula 1 car.
Yeah, that sounds pretty pricey. £17,000. That's like almost like 30 grand here, if I'm not mistaken. That's very, very hefty and
very hefty. You think?
But in saying that though, it is cheaper than buying the Formula 1 car, and it's a once in a lifetime experience to have as well. So
yeah, I don't know if it's worth 17 grand, mate. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth 17 grand. I've got to be honest, because yeah, 17,000. If anybody wants to donate, you can just hit me up, and I'll send you my PayPal link. That would be amazing. As we keep going on here, coming in to the final corner, it looks like DeBono's going to wrap this up, and he's going to take the race number 2 victory. Dylan DeBono comes over the line, 60 points. Thank you very much. Championship done, all finished and done. Dan, the finishing line was back up there, buddy. So although we come over first, what about Ty Delaney? He's only got one more corner to go. Where did Fritzy disappear to? Fritzy is in 11th. So there we go, Fritzy in 11th. So that will give Fritzy 40 points. And Delaney finished in 9th. That's 44. What about in the AMS? Where was Dean after all of this little hustle and bustle that was going on? He was in 10th. Good job, buddy. He goes in now, and Greg was in 12th, which is 38. So at the moment, there's 5 points difference between Dean and also Greg going into the final round.
Yeah, also as well that I'll let you know for an update as well, just in case. The drop rounds don't count for this round, so
yeah,
whatever points they get for this, yeah, they already dropped already. So
yeah,
it's basically whatever they get tonight is what they get in the championship overall. So they can't rely on a poor night really. They're going to be a real good night. As you see, DeBono taking out 2 wins so far in a velocity 1, 2, 3 overall actually, with Gowant and Katakazunas on the podium, and then followed by, if my iRacing likes to play games, be smart, Dan Batus in P4 and Callum Hodgkinson in P5, followed by Daniel Byrne in 6th, Cam Harvick, Matthew Feely-Taylor, and Ty Delaney and Dean Sinkovich round out the top 10, followed by Daniel Fritz and Greg Johnston. Todd Thurborn in P13, followed by Mitchell Walker and Marty Walker. Mitchell Walker. Mitchell Noble and Marty Walker.
She's creating love children up here in the booth.
You got followed by that is Mark Cochran and Ryan Price with David Gallo, David Simmons and Brandon Schaefer rounding out the top 20. Wayne Everett and Stephen Sinkovich in 21st and 22nd, followed by Philip Buckland and Shane Newman, with Kevin Wakefield not making the grid.
No. We've got a 10-minute warm-up, mind you, now, as well. So, Chief is creating love children. It's amazing up here in the booth. It's a shame we can't go. Where is Dylan? Shame we can't have a chat with Dylan because he has technically wrapped this up going into this one here as well. Mr. Ray, Shane Ratcliffe, where are you, dear sir? 1, 2, 3. Yep, over the line. Did Shane say he wasn't going to be here, though?
Yeah, he's on a cruise, mate. He's on a cruise. So,
oh, yeah, he's on the 60 to 90s cruise, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
With all the purple rinses and the perms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Shane, we know. You don't have to hide it, mate, it's fine. You know what I mean? Shane Ratcliffe on his 80 to 100 cruise, he's there as well. Just left is that Normia?
Normie. I haven't heard of that before, so.
Me neither. There as well. So, I hope you're having a nice cruise, Shane. Are you going to send me a postcard? Fair go under 50s. Don't even go there.
That's what they all claim.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Photos, or it's not true. That's it, Shane. I'm sorry, dude. Photos, or it's not right. I swear, though, if you send a photo and there's one person with a purple rinse in there, you're in trouble. Just to let you know that one as well. But look, going in now, the 2 championships are wrapped up, I think. The Pro-Am is Fritz's. Dylan's got the pros. Sinkovich or Greg Johnson? Johnson's 5 points ahead.
Yeah, I think Greggy, he's had some good pace. Like I said, heat number 1, he lost a fair bit of position because of fuel. So, realistically, it just depends who gets a good launch here and just not be caught up in someone else's mistake or their own mistake. And it's going to be tight, but the way how they finish, it could be anyone's race at the moment. And I'm looking forward to seeing whether Johnston or Sinkovich come on top.
Well, we've got 5 points between them in the AMs. The Pro-Ams is done with Fritzy. The Pros is done as well. And the man himself is claiming the championship now. Can't be beaten going into the final race of the evening. Mr. Dylan DeBono is up here in the booth. Good evening, Dylan. How are you, dear sir?
Hey, guys. How are you? Good.
I'm very well, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a long season. Ups and downs here and there, but came out on top, which is the main thing.
All right, quick thing up here because we had a bit of a debate. Did you swap positions, or did you just have to overtake the boys in front of you of Downs?
No, we were battling pretty hard there, and we told ourselves we were just going to race hard and race clean, and there was no position change there. Those 2 boys went for the move, and I just snuck up the inside.
Trats. All right, Sheepy. Give over. I thought you looked like an expert swap over, to be blatantly honest, but then again, clearly I was wrong. You know what I mean? So what's the plan for race 3, Dylan? You're going to be starting in 5th place, mate. Is it just, what are we going to see from you now? Because technically you've won. You don't even have to be there, mate. You can just put your feet up, come out, sit down, put a blanket on, and come and watch us on YouTube. You know what I mean? What's the plan for you?
Full send, going to go for the win, battle hard with the boys, and just race like I've been racing for the rest of the season.
Well, okay, mate. Well, good luck. Good luck. Mm-hmm. So let's see.
No, there'll be a special race this one. I've been trying for a while in the 86 series to get a win in the championship, and it finally happened tonight.
Yeah, well done to you there, buddy. Listen, quick question: Dean Sinkovich or Greg Johnston? Who's going to win the AMs? There's 5 points between them.
Oh, I think. Let me just have a look at the results. So Dean won the last one over Greg.
Dean's won both of them.
I think it might be Dino. Dino might come out on top of you.
Well, I heard it first from young Mr. Dylan DeBono here as well. Dylan, congratulations, buddy. You are the pro champion. Anyone you want to shout out? Let's give you a shout out now, mate. We've got 4 minutes left of warm up.
Just massive thanks to the guys at Velocity Sim Labs. This week we put in the effort big time. I was nowhere on Monday in practice, and I just stuck at it with the boys, and just got better and better as we went on, and just shout out to the Velocity boys.
Awesome stuff. Well, Dylan, thanks so much there, buddy. Congratulations once again. Go and enjoy the final race of the evening.
No worries. Thanks, boys.
Can we get a sit rep on P3 in the Pro-Am battle? No. There we go, Fritzy. Hope that answers your question. To be honest, mate, I didn't put the 4th place on my little table, so I don't know where Hardwick finished. Where did Cam finish in the other races? I don't know.
He finished P13 in number 1 and P7 in number 2.
Oh, hold on a minute then. I'll try and get it sort it out now, because I don't know where Mark Cochran finished either, because I didn't add him in.
25th and 16th, so a little bit further down on the grid.
All right, give me a minute. I ain't got me bleating. Ain't got me little sums in there at the moment, mate. Bear with.
We'll have to wait. Like, once heat number 3 is done, within 2 to 3 minutes, it should be updated, and should get all the live points from then.
Uh-oh. Why is it Excel never does what it should do?
Something?
No, I've not touched anything. Blinking spreadsheets, bro. Blinking spreadsheets drive me crazy. There we go. In that one. Right, hold on then. You realise you make me do maths, Fritzy, in the middle of a bleating broadcast here?
He loves it, mate.
Mate, don't even go there. Don't even go there. Right. So how many points then did... Hold on. How long have we got left to warm up there? Right. How many points did Mark get in the races? So where was Mark in race 1? Mark was near the bottom.
P25 in race number 1.
Right, hold on then. So that's 16. Yep. What about race number 2?
And 16th for race number 2.
So that's 30. Right, where was Cam Hardwick in race 1?
He was 13th.
13th, that's 36. Yep. Race 2?
And 7th in race 2.
Oh, nice. Right, so if my maths are correct, and they probably ain't, Fritzy, so don't take this as golden, I've got Hardwick 17 points behind Cochran.
Ooh, so 9-point gap, 9 position gap.
Mm-hmm. break out your abacus. Yes, mate. That's exactly what I've been up to. Either that or trying to add blinking things into my little Excel spreadsheet. You know what I mean? I'm getting all fancy. I'm getting down with the kids this morning when I was sitting there prepping up a spreadsheet for it all. Do you know the thing is, you can tell it's very early in the morning for me, Fritzy, and I've not had enough coffee, I don't think. I think I'm surviving on them tired eyes.
Yeah, I definitely know some people are coffee people. I definitely know I'm not for sure, but yeah.
5 places.
Couldn't imagine waking up.
Yeah, you get 5 points behind Steen and Greg.
Yep, that's 3 spots on the grid. Rich Dean already has a head start because he's already 2 spots ahead of... I think, yeah, 2 spots ahead so far, so currently if they finish in this position, Greg Johnston will win by 1 point.
Ooh. Right. Oh yeah,
that's if the calculation's correct though.
Yeah, that's if I've worked out great. I don't know what you're sitting there for, Shane. Anyway, break out your abacus. Dude, you're on a 60 to 80s cruise at the moment with purple rinses. You want to break out your walking stick. And your Zimmer frames. Right. Now I'm giving Shane Ratcliffe a whole heap of what is going... God blimey, what's going on here? Hold up. Everything's gone a bit Pete Tong. Callan Hodgkinson is in first with Dan Patouche in second, then Sam Katakazunis in third. Doug Gowan's fourth, Dylan DeBono, Dan Byrne. Cam Hardwick in seventh, Matt Feely eighth, then Ty Delaney, Dean Sinkovich, Dan Fritz and Greg Johnston in 12th. Then going on from that one, we've got Todd Thorburn, Mitch Noble, Marty Walker, Mark Cochran, Ryan Price, David Gallo, David Simmons, Brandon Sober, Wayne Edwards, Stephen Sinkovich, Phil Buckland and Shane Nowens. And then on from that is whether or not Kevin joins us for race 3. I don't think he's going to, as he sits down there, unfortunately, at the back end of the field. Dan Patouche is sitting in second place at the moment here. And so buckle up, get ready, because round 3 is going to be an absolute corker, and it is the pro battle that we need to keep an eye on. I think the pro-ams, well, unless Fritzy has a disconnect, and then basically Delaney comes through and wins it overall. I can't actually see this changing, but never say never here tonight, as we've seen ups and downs, and none of the AMs wanted the win in race 1. They were all just having absolute nightmare of races. So lights are coming on once more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are green, green, green as Callan Hodgkinson got off the line. He's made that jump right at the beginning. Dan Patouche is in second. Kat Kazunis in third at the moment. Going into turn 1 now. Round to the left-hander of turn 2. Little kink in the road before you start the long road round Estoril. Turn 3 for the final time this evening. But it is Hodgkinson taking the whole shot. Dan Patouche, Kat Kazunis, Greg. Doug Gowan's there as well. Dan Byrne has got in front of Dylan DeBono just for one final hurrah, and unfortunately he's lost at positions. I think Greg Johnson now down in 19th. Dean's leaking positions as well. Dean, you cannot afford to do that. Dean is down 8 places from the beginning already, and Greg Johnson is also down places. So Dean needs to go out and do what he did in all the other races here, Sheafy, but at the moment these two are hemorrhaging positions all over the place.
Well, one thing that Dean definitely has done, brought his brother into the battle now and trying to put him between himself and Greg Johnson. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. But you see Dan Batiste at the moment currently leading the pack in front of Callum Hodgkinson, Sam Katakazunis, Doug Gowans as well in the top 4 with Dylan DeBono just battling out with Byrne for P number 5. But yeah, a lot of battles everywhere, left, right and Shannon. A lot of these drivers know for sure it's the final race of the season. Keep it nice and clean. I know a few people are still battling for positions overall in the championship, but the 2 champions so far, Pro and Pro-Ams, are pretty much cemented, but it is the AMs that we are keeping an eye out on. As you see, Batouche is under pressure from Callum Hodgkinson here. Like Callum's going to try and make a move, but decides to stick behind him, maybe, unless if he goes an inside late break and real late and got ahead and missed the corner completely. That allowed Sam Katakazunis to make a double overtake and take the lead.
Yeah, he did that. Unfortunately, Hodgkinson just missed it completely coming down into the final complex, the Liche, and just got it all a little bit wrong. Ryan Price is in the pits. I've got a funny feeling Ryan jumped the start. That's why he's there at the moment. Dan Byrne is unfortunately into the gravel. That just compounds the misery of his evening here. Greg and Dean are swapping places. Who's going to come through? His brother's gone. Unfortunately, Steve got overtaken. He is now on these two. The Matt Feely has gone round, unfortunately. These guys banging doors all the way down. It is all on this championship. It is all on this one here. And at the moment, it is, well, Greg has got the front of him here.
Yeah, these two are not separating at all. It's like they know they're putting on a show here for the final championship. As you see, not 100% sure exactly who it was behind, but they made a bit of contact with Greg Johnson. That allowed Dean Sinkovich to get back ahead of him, and unfortunately Greg got a long way to recover now because there's there's a few cars in between himself and Dean now.
So Greg unfortunately doing this. So there we go. Okay, whenever you're ready. And unfortunately it does go round. That's allowed Dean to go through. That's allowed Steve to go through. And Greg at the moment is in 21st place. Dean is in 18th. I'll give you a update on the points very, very shortly. Down to Ty Delaney, Cam Hardwick. Yeah, Cam Hardwick in third with Mitch Nobu and Dan Fritz there. They're fighting out in the Pro-Am. So still action all the way through once again and still fighting, but it is this AM situation we will keep an eye on. Sam Katkazunis, he's off on his bike here, Chiefy. He's like a scolded cat.
Yeah, he's definitely broken away from the pack. He just doesn't want to be anywhere near anyone at the moment.
No, he doesn't. He's just kind of running away, isn't he, at the moment? I'm going to do some quick maths here. This is probably not going to be working out. Dean is where? Dean is in 16th now, so he's just made another jump. And where is Greg? Is in 21st. Oh, Dean wins. Dean wins by 5 points if they stay where they are.
Yeah, poor Greg had to recover a couple more positions from the error there. You see Sam Katkazunis leading at the moment, breaking a bigger gap. It's already past the 2-second mark. And replay on to see exactly what's happening
This is Steve,
here.
I think. I'm just wondering if he got it all a little bit wrong, and I'm waiting to see. He had a little bit of an influence on what was going on in and around him. You can see Greg is not too far back, so that's why I was keeping an eye on what happened and whether or not they were involved together. I'm sure they wouldn't have been, but I was having a look there. So some great action with De Bono and Bernard as they're sitting in this mid-pack, sixth and 7th overall. You can see Batouche, Delaney, Hardwick, Noble, Fritz, Walker, the top 6 in the Pro-Am. Dan Byrne. Mate, he is literally compounding his own misery, isn't he?
Yeah, I think P2 and championship for him is shown up. No one's going to touch him for P2, but yeah, just 80 points is a massive gap to try and catch up, and just tonight just hadn't gone his way. Just obviously teammate being caught up with him, and they just got a little bit caught up with Cam Harvick there, and it's going a little bit off the track. So unfortunately, a bit of a tough night tonight, but obviously you'll learn a few lessons tonight and come back next season stronger than ever, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, if these guys stay where they are in the Pro-Ams, it will be Fritz, Delaney, Cochrane, Hardwick. Hardwick will lose out by 5 points if they stay where they are. And if the ARMs stay where they are, it is Singovic and Johnston. You're 1-2 by 5. So yeah, you have to be in and around, and Mark's got to try and just to be extra safe here for Mark, I would probably look at trying to gain as many more positions as I possibly can.
Yeah, I think what he's got to do is keep it nice and clean and just capitalise on people ahead of him making mistakes in battles, you know. See the Carlin car right ahead, just trying to battle off with Mr. Noble, and he's trying to hope that these two make mistakes so he can go past both of them, get a couple more points and cement P3 overall in the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, Noble's just cleared Gallo, so Mitch Noble has made his way through. Greg is sitting down at 19th with David Simmons. He's got Steve coming behind him, mind you, so he did clear Steve. So where does that put Greg now? Greg's in 19th place, so the maths on the fly is never really ideal here, but there we go. Oh, Dean by 1. Oh. Dean by 1.
See, just Greggy's just losing a position to David Simmons there, so every point counts, every position counts. The question is, can they capitalise on it when they're in the prime position at the moment? I just need to say now he's getting a black flag. I'm not 100% sure where he is in the field or if he affects anything. I don't think he does. So everything still stays the same at the moment, but we see Steven Sinkovic on screen trying to help his brother out a fair bit and put Greg Johnson under a lot of pressure here, but at the moment Greg had a fair good pace at the just tonight in general, and I don't think Steve should catch up to him, but I think Greggy here is just going to look forwards and just try and capitalise on... Oh, is that Simmons going flying off there?
Simmons in the pits. Simmons in the pits. Shane Nowen's in the pits. Oh dear. Oh dear. That has put Johnston in 18th. That's going to be 26 points. He's going to win by 1. Oh no! It's all going off. Steve, to help your brother, you've got to get that place. Oh, dear
The prophecy
me.
is here. Now, the question is Steve going to be able to help his brother out and help him in the championship here, or is he going to not help him out, get stuck behind Greg? Because if he does, I don't think Dean will talk to him for a couple of weeks if we can't help him out for the championship.
The problem is he needs to, because Dean isn't near anyone. Dean is 4.9 seconds off Marty Walker. You've just seen him go through the chicane. So Dean's not near anyone. He needs Steve to get Greg, because otherwise Greg wins by 1. And that is it. So Steve needs to get him here. So at the moment, it's, not looking too clever for the Sinkoviches. And Steve, you have got, it's all on you, brother. Let's just put it that way, because your brother is not near anyone to take the position away. So it's hotting up in the AMS. The Pro-AMS is wrapped up. It goes to Daniel Fritz here. The Pros is wrapped up. Dylan Byrne. Dylan Byrne? Jesus, I'm making love children now. Dylan DeBono is your championship winner with Dan Byrne, in second. As Dylan and Dan Batusha going side by side here currently at the moment, so some great action from them. Fritzy, unfortunately, is down in 13th place. So I have to adjust a little bit of maths there. Fritzy down in 13th. Cochrane in 12th now on 38. And Hardwick is still in 8th and is 46. So Hardwick's now gone backwards, unfortunately, instead of going forward. So Cam Hardwick needs to make some gains, and he can. But it's all getting a little bit close down here. The importance of this man clearing the man in front is 1 point. 1 point. I don't think he's got the pace, Shifu. No offence to Steve, I don't think he's got the pace.
No, I believe that if I was Steve, I'll let Matt Taylor get past and try and work on him, because Matty's a bit more quicker on natural pacey, and I think you have to use him as the man with the legend for the team. But I'm looking very highly up as well. I did see Ty Delaney go across the start finish line in P2. Unfortunately, lost a couple of positions between Gowans and DeBono in his battle for his crest to finish as high as possible in the championship. But yeah, Sinkovic here, he's obviously just a little bit in no man's land at the moment. He's just not quick enough to catch up on Greg. He's staying behind him enough to try and put him under pressure, but if I was him, just let Matty go. Let him put the pressure on Greg. Let him take the 2 points away. And if they both make a mistake, you can capitalise that and make the points yourself. So if I was him, I wouldn't be battling with Matt. I'll be letting him go, and I'll let him work on Greg.
Yeah, he's gone. He's let him go, which was the right thing to do, we think. I say we think because, you know, we're relying on Matty getting near Greg at the moment to really affect that championship. You can see we're 3 wide further back with Thorburn, Noble, Fritz. Now they've got 2 banks at 2 again going into turn 1. It is Thorburn's going to lead the way. Noble's just gone round the outside of Fritzy, and now Mark Cochrane is sitting in behind Fritzy as well. So some great action going down in the Pro-Ams at the moment. Dan Batush and Gowan scrapping out the front. Dan Batush and Ty Delaney also having a scrap, as Dylan DeBono is literally about as close as you could possibly get to the back end of Gowans, as Delaney's going to take the inside. It's easy going to be able to manage to hold on. Slower exit here though, Sheafy. It hasn't worked all night for people trying to go around that outside, that inside line, and it hasn't worked again.
Yeah, definitely the inside line was way too shallow, too sharp, you know, especially for an 86 car. You know, you see a little bit of contact there between the two boards. It's a very similar car to, like, say, Formula 3. It is a momentum-based car, so keeping your speed, average speed higher is more beneficial than taking a sharp, you know, narrow corner, because there's no power to get off the gas, and cars on the outside just capitalise on it. As we see Greg Johnson here. Unfortunately, just lost a position here.
It's side by side with Feely. Maybe defensive Feely's going to hold the inside line. Through the chicane they go.
Greggy's got to be real careful here, because he's made a mistake here early in the night, losing control of the car.
Oh, Steve, don't get involved. Oh. him go!
Let the quicker car go. Let him take it. Let him put him under the pressure.
Literally killing it all for your brother. Let him go. Let it go. Let him go. As Elsa joins us up here in the booth, of course, she couldn't really tell the difference, could you? Let's be real. The sultry tones of my singing voice. But yeah, currently, Steve's doing a number on his brother.
Yeah, I don't think he realised that just overtaking Matt. I know Matt made a bit of an error there, but just overtaking Matt actually put him off a bit, and actually, put Greg under less pressure. I think, but Greg just made a little bit of an error himself there, but not too big of an error coming around the last chicane, going across the start finish line. There's just over 5 minutes to go. Lap number 8 is here, and the battle's on for the AMs no matter what. And at the moment, if I was Dino, if you're listening to this broadcast, tell your brother to move aside from Matty and let him put Greg under pressure, because he will not win the championship if we keep him in that position currently.
No. But come on, Dean. Come on, Steve. Use your noddle. Use your grey matter that God gave you. Matt Feely does manage to come through. He's now got to go again over Greg Johnson. Greg is sitting in 18th at the moment. That has put him 1 point ahead of Dean. Dean is in 16th. There is 4 points difference, and at the moment it's a 1 point gap. It is vitally important for Dean that Matty gets Greg Johnson towards the end. Dan Batouche going at it here as well. He's trying to hold back Ty Delaney, Dylan DeBono and Dan Byrne. And also in there is Callan Hodgkinson, Cam Hardwick, David Gallo, Mitch Noble, Todd Thorburn, still battling it out as well. Jake Edwards, welcome in. Upper Matt Feely and Callan, he said in YouTube chat. Thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. As Delaney, once again, has got the... Is he held in there? He has. He finally got past Dan Batouche, and that was coming down into the second to last corner into Complex de Liche. So a great job for Ty Delaney. He's now on his bike a little bit more.
Yeah, Ty Delaney doing everything he can to capitalise as much points as possible. He's hoping for something to happen to Fritchie, but at the moment there's not enough point difference between himself and Fritchie, and it looks like the Fritchie will cement the Pro-Am as long as he finishes this race in P12. But yeah, there's a bit of a choo-choo train right behind him though. Debatou's battling out with him, with Dylan DeBono trying to make it a velocity 1-2-3 once again on the podium, but got a lot of pressure around him. He's got 2 cars behind that's pretty quick, 2 cars ahead that's pretty quick, and they're definitely not making it easy for him.
No, definitely not. I will point out now that even if Fritzy scores 0 and Delaney is where he is, Fritzy still wins by 3 points. So
jeez, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if Fritzy gets a 0 on this one, he will still win by 3 points. Oh, DeBono's gone round!
Yeah, a bit of a cursed corner there. A fair bit of drivers on the inside losing the back end of the car, and see you later. And I don't believe there was any contact at all. That was all him there. And
it's all on his own, I think. We will have a look back. I just wanted to see Feely close the door to about a 10th here at one point. I don't think it's really how important this is for that AM fight here, but let's have a look and see what Dylan just got himself up to. He tries to go at the inside of Dan Batouche, doesn't he? And Dan, closes. Well, saying that, you have got a car's length on the inside, but I think the stewards may have a little bit of a gander at that one. As we go back to live pictures, it is Matt Feely chasing down Greg Johnson. Dean's just gone over Mark Cochran. Oh, Dean has just gained points over Cochran. Now he's in the lead by 1.
yeah, maybe he didn't need his brother after all, but you definitely know his brother can help. Is that?
Nope, Steve's got off.
Steve in front of Greg as well?
No.
Or was it?
No, Steve has gone and terminated himself.
Oh, no, he hasn't, has he?
Yep. And around.
Oh, way too hot in that corner there, and obviously it looks like he's made more of a mistake beforehand. Lost a fair bit of time to the drivers around, so Greg Johnson now making a move on Dean.
Oh my God. Greg's leading by 1.
Oh, I don't know what's happening here. These two drivers, they do not want to make it easy for us at all. They're just putting on the show left, right and centre. There's almost 1 lap to go. There's very close if Barney's waving the white flag. There should be 1 lap to go, and Greg here is just taking the lead ahead of Dan Singovich, and
by 1. By 1 point.
That is the calculations correct. I hope it is correct, but
hey,
geez,
what are you saying? My spreadsheet's wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that it's just got to make sure iRacing does the calculation correct for us once the racing is done.
Yeah.
But
wow.
yeah, the show is definitely on. Greg's making it very entertaining here for the last race.
Well, we were going to find out very, very shortly what this situation is here. Their guys are coming round now. Sam Katkazunis, I think it's going to be the white flag this time. We're going to get the double Barneys. 2 Barneys make a wrong. And there was been a little bit of an incident. Callan Hodgkinson's in the wall. Callan Hodgkinson is in the wall. How did you end up there? Dan Byrne went off, Hodgkinson's went off, and Gowan's went off all at the same time. So was there contact here? Burns on the out. Oh, yes. Wow.
Yeah, all 4 from not all 4 from all 4 did make contact there, and unfortunately 3 of them went off, and Hodgkinson had the short end of the stick there, and maybe a little bit stuck in the sand there, maybe.
Pounds the misery more and more for Dylan DeBono. Gallo now probably could have done without Torpedo in Burning race 2, mind you. Yeah, not ideal as he is going up the inside. There's a block in front as well from one of the other Velocity Sim Lab boys who unfortunately did not get the car stopped as this guy's going side by side out here. Greg is now in 16th. 16th? Yes. Greg's in 16th.
Yeah, he's only 2 spots behind Dean, so that's 4-point separation.
Dean's in. Still Greg by 1. Still Greg by 1. So there we go, that's what I've got. But then again, as I say, my calculations could be completely wrong. However, Matty Feely could and will, on the final lap of the race, if he can clear Greg, will affect this championship no end. So, yeah. But it is going to be Sam Katkazunis is going to come around now. He's just heading through the final couple of corners. Is Sam, has Greg put enough fuel in this time? Sam's coming over the line to take the victory. Ty Delaney in 2nd place here. Cements his 2nd in the championship. Then you've got Doug Gallo, and he's got Gowans, and Hardwick is in 6th at the moment.
I noticed contact as well with those 2 boys just been in
but they
last
made
corner.
They made it over the line. So,
actually, insane. I think Cam Harvick actually overtook Dave Gallo.
Yeah, he got 4th
on the line and from the contact.
Yeah, so Hardwick got 4th on the left-hand side of the time attack. Where did Mark Cochran? Is Cochran over the line? He is in 15th. That's only 32. Hardwick got 3rd. Hardwick got 3rd. Where did Feely get? Greg Johnson, he didn't. Johnston finishes in 16th. That's 30 points. Dean finishes in 14th. That's 34. And he's 1 behind. By my calculations.
That's incredible.
Yep. By my calculations, it is Greg Johnston's win. Here this evening, we will bring you up. Obviously, these are only provisional, so please don't take this as golden because you're relying on a commentator doing maths. And that doesn't always work out so well. Where did Dylan finish in all of that one? Dylan finished down in 7th, so that's 48. Dan Byrne in 8th. So Dan Byrne on 46. So Dylan DeBino won by 100 points in the end. So there we go. Steve's showing us he's not finishing. He hasn't finished. That's why I can't bring any results up. So I'm not entirely sure what is going on. We've got
What's going on?
Yeah, we've got to wait for Steve to finish.
We have to wait for him no matter what because the points won't be updated either until he goes across the finish line. So
no, God, I don't know
what's going on there.
Well, Steve, we need you to get. No, don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Come on, Steve. We need you to get over the line, buddy.
I don't think you realise that he hasn't finished the race yet.
I'm wondering if he just avoided getting lapped right towards the end.
I got a gut feeling he might have. I think he just stayed ahead and he's gone completely off the track now. I don't know where he's going. He's gone to 90R if he hasn't, and now he's doing donuts.
But is he aware he hasn't finished?
I don't think he's aware that he hasn't finished the classified at all.
Without him finishing, we can't show results. So if anybody can get hold of Steve and say, can you go and finish the result? Can you finish the race, please? That would be nice. Steve? Go over the line, buddy. Steve? Please? No?
I'll go and ask him nice. Oh, has he stopped? No, he hasn't stopped.
No.
We'll be back 1 minute.
Yeah, quick, Chiefy, he's still going in. As we're waiting for Steve to get over the line. Officially, by my calculations, I can't bring you up any results. Can I do it now? Am I able to do it now? Let me have a look. What is going on today? Stop. Right, let me see. Now they've popped up, so maybe the timer's run out on him.
Confirmation, JP?
What?
He hasn't crossed the finish line.
No, he hasn't, but I think his timer's run out. Because I got the results now. So Sam Kakazunis in third, Ty Delaney in second, Dan Patush in third, Doug Gowan's fourth, Cam Hardwick in fifth. So that's going to put Hardwick on 52 points. That will put him 3 points ahead of Cochrane. Where did Mark finish in 14th? That's 34. Nope, hold on. 1 point, Hardwick's got that. 1 point. Fritzy's in 11th. That's put him in on 40 points, but it's going to be further down. We want to keep an eye on Greg Johnson. Dean Sinkovich in 13th. Oh, that's going to change things. And Greg Johnson in 15th. Still Greg by one. Still Greg by one. And then you've got Brendan Soper, Wayne Edwards there on from that one. Come on. What are you doing this morning? Steve Sinkovich, Thomas Freeman. Let's go with that at the moment. I've got Greg by one.
So that's going to be real tight if it is by 1 point as we let's wait for the overall points to come through. IRacing still haven't registered it yet, thanks to Steve delaying us by doing a couple of donuts, but yeah, it's going to be real close here.
Right.
We did see that
we've got both of them
we've
got both of them in the booth. Now I'm going to bring both of you in together. Dean Sinkovic and Greg Johnson, good evening to you two.
I want my money back.
Why?
I'm paying people left, right, centre to help me.
Right, okay. Now, let's in my wonderful wake up morning state this morning, I put a little spreadsheet together of points. Now, please don't take this as of like golden, but at the moment, Dean, you are on 629 points. Greg, you are on 630 points.
Get out of here.
I've got you 1 point ahead.
Right.
I got confirmation here.
So
the points have been updated for the G86s. So going down, P18 overall with Dean Sinkovich, P19 overall, Greg Johnston. According to iRacing's points.
So at the moment,
there you go. So that's one of the two of us.
Yeah, so Dean Sinkovich is 629 points.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Johnston 593. So I don't know.
593.
About right.
Yeah, 593. Yeah.
Oh, bizarre.
We have drop rounds in this.
Yeah, but you can't drop the
No,
last
no
round.
drop round for
This is
round one.
this is the thing on your AM points going in. You had 497. Dean had 511. Hold on.
I thought I was sitting in front of Greg. This Kevin Wakefield was in first.
Yeah, Kev's in first. So
I'm pretty sure that Dino got more points than me for the night.
Dean, you got 40 in race 1, 42 in race 2, and 36 in 3. Greg, you got 32, 38, 26. So
Dean finished in front of me in each race.
Yeah, Dean on 629. Greg, 593. So Dean, you are the AM champion.
I am. I take it.
That's unfortunate. That means he's off to Pro-Ams next season.
Let me tell you, it was a close last race where unfortunately Greg got a bit of a nudge at the hairpin. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but so the race was on between the two of us right from the go there on the third race, and I was doing a little bit of blocking and shoving, and it would have been nice to see where it ended up, but 3 wins
We were bump
tonight.
drafting at one stage, and
We were.
Dean got the squiggles up. I don't know how.
Yeah. Oh, that corner. The first
He probably
corner was
took his
nasty.
foot off the accelerator. But yeah, look, it was a lot of fun, and because we're all in Discord together, we're having a great time, having a good chat.
It
For
was.
me, it's really disappointing that Kev had some issues tonight, because he was streets ahead of us a lot of the season, and we just couldn't catch him. I mean, one of the nights I finished second to him 3 times. It was frustrating, and would have liked to see him get through tonight, and he probably would have won the championship.
Do we know what he
I speak
what
for
he should have
myself,
won the
man.
championship?
I had him picked. I had him pipped every race. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he did, to be fair. What happened to Kev? Do we know?
No,
We don't know at this point. No.
Oh, okay.
So Kevin's my brother-in-law, and I'll have a chat to his wife shortly to find out what the hell's going on.
So that would be your sister then?
Yeah. So she's my wife's sister. Yeah.
Right.
Dean probably rang her up before the night and said, "Go in there at about this time
and pull his
drag
cable.
him out of the room. Pull his cables out.
Pull his cables out. There was a power cut.
Give him a promise he can't refuse."
Yeah, hey, if it works, mate. If it works, if he wins, he wins, doesn't he?
I tell you what, that tonight's racing was a lot of fun. I mean, I went
was great.
from right up in the field in first race to last. I took a very late lunge into one of the corners and just looped it a little bit, and then had to fight my way back to try and catch up. But yeah, it was really good. I mean, I got the car working for me and had some pace. I just put myself in a bad spot early, and that sort of hurt me. But we know where each other is on the track most of the night, and it's a lot of fun doing that. And I mean, I've been racing with Dean and Stephen since the old FRL Sunday night races.
Very long time now.
Yeah, and
We
big
know where
shout
we
out
stand,
to my
so to
teammate
speak.
Greg Leake. Yeah, big shout out to our missing in action teammate Greg Leake for Team Greg Racing, and I look forward to catching up with him over the next little bit and see how he's doing. But anyway, I'm going to give a shout out to my sponsors on this car while I've got the mic going. The Tourette Syndrome Association of Australia. I was away with them last weekend for the Tourette's camp down at Phillip Island. Had a great weekend with them, and that's an eye-opener to get involved with a group of people that all struggle through life with Tourette syndrome. Some of those kids are amazing for what they can do, and the adults with Tourette's are just phenomenal. I just do what I can do to help them out. So big shout out to them, and Red Energy, who's my main supporter on this car as well. Big shout out to the team at Red for backing me for what I do. It's it's a lot of fun to run around with the cars with the Red Energy logos on them, and to the SRW guys for just putting on great racing every week, every night of the week. It's just so much fun. Cheers, boys.
Anyone
Congrats,
else?
Dean.
Anyone else?
Cheers, Greggy. Thanks, mate.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
Greg?
well, listen,
Lead
I'll have
on.
my 2 cents.
Oh.
Obviously, listen, thanks for you two guys as well, Tyler and JP. You do an awesome job. I get lots of raps from both of you, from people that I've talked to outside on YouTube. So well done to you both. You do a great job week in, week out, and I appreciate it very much. RC team again, once again, they've had a tough year, a hard year, as RC guys and the stewards always do. They're still working now, trying to make some decisions at the moment. So good on to them. And we have to mention Ryan Price for some reason. I can't remember Pricey for what reason, but we have to mention Pricey's name. But here we go. So we mentioned Pricey's name. I'd like to thank, obviously, Warren and Brown, Shannon's. Sorry, I'm trying to find my list. How good am I? Motorsport Australia, Rare Spares, and the rest of and Grim. Bigger and better things coming for SRW. So look forward to that. A shop opening up. So yeah, you'll hear us more, see us more, and hopefully we can get bigger and better, and we get more people coming in and enjoying themselves and having fun. So that's what we're all about. Greggy's a testament to that, and he's been here from day dot, and he knows what it's all about. It's all about fun with SRW. So come on down and join us. So thanks, boys.
No worries, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us. I'll put you back up into the green room, but have a good one, and well done to you both, and congrats,
Cheers,
team.
Thanks, boss.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up on the list, we're going to bring two people in together again. The Pro-Am fight went down to the wire as it normally did, but your man who's come out on top is Dan Fritz. Welcome in, gentlemen. I've got both Dan and Ty alongside me now. Welcome in, guys. Anyone?
Having us?
That's all right. How are you?
I'm a lot better now that it's over and done with.
You did win. By my calculations,
but,
you have won. So well done.
Yeah, no. Ty definitely kept me on my toes.
Yes, he did. But did you realise that going into race 3 that you were safe?
Only when you said it on the broadcast, and Ty actually sent me a message in the broadcast saying that his calculations, it was done.
I had worked out that going into race 3, even if you'd have scored a 0, you still would have been ahead by 1 point.
Jeez, okay, that was a lot closer than I expected.
Yeah, but you didn't score a 0, so you know you went on and won the Pro-Ams. Pros next year, Fritzy, what do we expect? You're going to take the Pro Championship?
Look, I think my pace this season was mainly because my daughter doesn't let me run officials because she is like a 2-year-old, needy. So the only time I can jump in the sim was practice. So anything's possible if the same thing happens next season.
Kids ain't going to go away, mate. They're not just for Christmas.
No, I know. Sadly.
Yeah.
No. All jokes aside, I do really love her. But yes.
They are a very interesting one, mate. As as everybody knows in SRW, I've had my fair share of kid incidents here as well. But Ty, welcome in. Are you here, buddy?
Yes, I am. Thanks for having me.
No worries, bud. Second in the championship.
Yeah, I'm not overly frustrated with myself, although it is my 5th time coming second in an SRW championship, and then on Sunday, if I don't max my points and Lob comes last, it'll be my 6th time. But yeah, I'm not overly angry about myself about tonight's race. I actually didn't mind it. A bit of an unlucky incident in the second race, but yeah, overall not bad.
Look on the bright side, buddy. That gives you... How many championships have you run this year? Oh, this season, Ty?
In SRW, it's 3 or 4. Yeah, I don't know.
So that's 3 or 4 opportunities you got next season to come away and win it now, because everybody else would have gone up in front of you, and Fritzy's going to go to pro. So that leaves you, obviously, is just the winner goes up into pro, is it? Or is it the top 3?
It's all dependent on numbers.
Right, okay. So
Yeah.
you both might be together again.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Right, okay.
Hoping Fritzy goes on to the pro and I stay at Pro-Am.
Yeah, I think that's the best. I would want that as well, Ty, to be honest, secretly, as well, to be fair. But look, guys, it's been a great season. It's come down to the wire. You know, the third race was the decider. It was all done and dusted. But Dan, you are the winner. Congratulations. Ty, well done on your second place. But Dan, is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I just want to shout out to Ned's Whiskey and Mark Sykes Designs and Old House Painting for letting me show their logos on the car, and for Mark for putting them together. Be interesting to see what comes for next season.
Awesome stuff. And Ty, have you got your list ready, dear sir?
Yes, I do. And just before I start, I'd like to give a big shout out to Ryan Price, who helped me with starts. At the start of the year, I wasn't good at all. I just got into first gear and slammed on the accelerator. He taught me how to fully start. And then into the sponsor list, I'd just like to thank West End Motor Group, Parramatta Peugeot Professional, Parramatta City Great Wall Haval, West End Parramatta, Parramatta Suzuki, DC Shade, Precision Sim Training, Infinity Designs, Adrenaline Images, Battery Warehouse, Ellie Beach, Relax, Whitaker Electrical, MJS Gaming 205. Big shout and a big shout out to Fishy Motorsports and SRW, who make it all happen.
Anybody else?
Believe that's all.
Okay.
I want to say this as well. I do want to say congratulations to Dan Fritz. You finished P3 overall in the championship, and Ty Delaney, you finished P4 overall in the championship. So I can definitely see the two of you get promoted up to pros for next year and looking at challenging Dylan DeBono for the championship.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Sheepy.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us there, buddy, and look forward to seeing where you end up next season. But for now, have a good one, guys.
Catch up.
All right, that is Tyler Delaney and Dan Fritz. And now we're bringing the man in who's wrapped up the overall, he's wrapped up the pros, and he's done it again, and he's done it here as well. Dylan DeBono. Dylan, welcome back in, bud.
How are you, boys?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Oh, stoked, mate, stoked.
Championship done. Third race was a bit exciting. A lot going. You showed that you were actually human by spinning the car. So well done. I'm proud of you on that one, because there was reports and rumours that you were an AI robot. So, you know, just put that to bed. But yeah, great racing, mate. Well done to you this evening.
Yeah, cheers, mate. You know, that last race had it all. Me and Dougie were going at it. We had a good battle, and then I was just trying to help Cam out, because I wanted him to get third in the championship, because, you know, he's been putting a lot of effort, and he deserved every bit of it, and he got it by 1 point. So shout out to Cam for getting P3 in Pro-Am. And yeah, just big thanks to the guys at Velocity, because without them we wouldn't be.
Yeah, awesome stuff, mate. Well done, and we'll see if you can come. Are you coming back next season, Defence Championship?
Yeah, I'll be back next season. Going to try and put in a bit more effort over the break, and try and get a little bit faster.
I don't know if you need to, mate, considering you've just won.
Nah, you know, all the other guys will be chasing me down, so I got to improve as well. That's just how it is, you know. But yeah.
Well, good luck there, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us. Well done on the Pro Championship, and look forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Well, there you go, Sheepy. The season's come to an end, dear sir, and it's been a pleasure having you alongside me once more, and thank you to everybody else that has joined us. A very exciting season overall.
Yeah, definitely, you know, a lot of ups and downs for a fair bit of drivers. I know for sure Dan Fritz and Ty Delaney would have been very surprised to finish so high up in the points overall. I know there's a couple of drivers missing tonight, like Tim Court, like Sam Ratcliffe, that could have put in a bit more of a challenge on those drivers around them in the point. But, you know, sometimes other commitments happen, and, you know, that's just life. But it's good to see that Dylan DeBono is finally got a championship in 86s. I know he's been frustrated just finishing P2 or P3 or just a little bit off, and you'll be happy with that win for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much again for joining us here once more for the season. We've come to an end now and it's all dust and dusted. But there's plenty more racing coming up in the next few nights on the SRWtv YouTube channel. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on the bells and don't miss any of the action. I've been one Mr. James Parfitt alongside Chiefy here for the season. And as always, guys, for now, up here in the SRWtv booth, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.
To Total One, this is amazing. Up it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from